thought processes via telepathy, helping you to remove negative mindsets, lobotomy. You see, the powerful spoken word is immense, somewhat like speech therapy. It can strip away superficial, leaving you in a state of humility, or equally take you on journeys to distant, unheard of lands. Imagery.
So what inspired your poem, Celestial Slaves?
Celestial Slaves, the poem itself, I think, looking back at it now, feels like it's conversations I've had with people my whole adult life, child life, my whole life. Conversations, things I've heard, I've seen, observations, and it's all comprised into like this one piece that speaks on something that everyone has seen happen, you know, with society and communities and hierarchical systems and everything, and it came about. I didn't think to most of my pieces, all my pieces. I didn't sit and think to write it. It just comes out. So it came after a time of a lot of searching within and a lot of unanswered, not even unanswered questions, but in a way, yeah, a lot of unanswered questions, and feeling that I need to speak about something now. And then for some reason, I felt to just literally like that, just write pen and paper and just going, flowing. And Celestial Slaves came about. But looking back at it, I can see that it is many conversations I've had my whole life with my dad, my family, my siblings, teachers, with friends, you know, reading newspapers or watching news and hearing first-hand accounts of things people are experiencing in day-to-day life, and things that we feel we have no power over or control over that are happening, that's directly affecting our life. And it was just like an outlet to speak about all these things. Not all these things, but in a kind of holistic way of looking at things. And at the end of it, it just seems it's a piece that tries to show people to stand up and to be counted and to stand for something, to make sure you understand that you know you have a right, firstly, to want to better yourself and to want to see a better everything, a better life for yourself, for communities, for the world. So it's more like a calling. What came about, how it came about, it was just literally, I think it was enough of seeing everything happening and not speaking on it, or not having maybe a poem for it, and something inside me just let it all out at once.
So what is your definition of a celestial slave?
A celestial slave, if you just look at the words, it's a heavenly, submissive being. So someone that was destined to be something that's so divine, but for whatever reasons has lowered their own worth. That's a celestial slave, and if that's, it's whatever. So that's how I can just see what a celestial slave is. But then looking at it in a personal way, for me personally, it could be a mental slave to yourself, like you know, deep down you might feel like you have something to show, but for some reason you're suppressing it. So you've already enslaved yourself. So it's how one wants to perceive it or interpret it, but it's a juxtaposition, isn't it? Something heavenly should never be a slave. So yeah.
And what sort of impact do you think a poem like that can have on others?
Whatever it, I don't really know, to be honest. I mean, for me personally, it really, just for me, for my life right now, it enabled me to really push myself to be more vocal about issues that I feel need to be addressed. So I think, if it impacted me like that, enabled me to have the courage, find the courage to do something about whatever it is that I want to do, you know? even to get up the next day or to speak on something that's been, you know, digging at me for a while, or to speak for someone that can't speak. It's given me that courage. So maybe for someone else, that was my only hope, that maybe some part of it can do that for someone else. But the impact is with art. I can't, any form of art, I can't dictate to it how it's going to be for someone else. I can't even think how it's going to be for someone else, but I can only hope that what it's done for me can do for someone else in whatever little or big aspect or way. So
People don't seem to realize that capitalism is far from honorable, a synonym for corruption and dishonesty. Fuck me. Moments I feel like I'm in the Matrix, literally. Agents disguised as moral citizens walking freely, planting poisonous toxic seeds in our minds. TV, inciting fear, fiercely firing self-hatred, stifling us from progression. Break free from conformity.